So we broke a story early this morning on the website. Desiigner, very famous rapper. We talked about him a lot.
You know Desiigner,
and,
the Panda song.
He's in a lot of trouble. He got arrested for all sorts of felonies early or late last night. And we are talking possession of drugs. We are talking possession of drugs with the intent to sell. We are talking weapons charges, carrying a loaded firearm in a car. We are talking menacing by pointing a gun at another driver in the middle of road rage. He went to jail. He is in trouble.
Yeah, guys, so we spoke to law enforcement in New York. Here's what they're saying went down. Apparently, there was some sort of road rage incident where his SUV, which you see in the video, and another car had some incident, and the other car claimed that they started arguing, and at some point, a lit cigarette was thrown into their car from Designer's car. They got a little more heated, and then at some point, they claim Desiigner pointed a gun out of the window and waved it at them, kind of, obviously to threaten them. They claim that at that point, Designer's SUV took off, but they wrote down the license plate, called 911, and told the cops. The cops then claimed they found them not too long later nearby, pulled them over. That's when, Harvey, like you just described, it started where they pulled them all out of the car, which you can see on our video also, started searching them, and then they searched the car. They found drugs. They found loose pills in the center console.
We're told some of it they believe is cops believe is OxyContin.
Right. That's where the story gets a little weird. So, like you said, Harvey, Desiigner was arrested for drug charges, intent to sell and possession, and also possession of a loaded firearm. But when we spoke to another officer about what's in the actual police report, it says there was not a gun recovered. So it's a little weird because I'm not sure at this point, and cops are obviously investigating this. He is still in jail and is about to be arraigned in New York.
And Mike, so you know, what could have happened, I mean, because we struggled with this morning, and what I was thinking was, theoretically, they could say, look, they may have gotten rid of the gun, but at least the witness is saying,
because the witness said that.
Right, that's right. That the witness said they pointed a gun at me.
I agree with you, Harvey, but in that case, how do you use the specific charge of having a loaded firearm? What if it was a fake gun? What if it was unloaded?
That's a good point.
When why jump to loaded firearm?
That's a big conclusion to jump to. So either that or, and this has happened, guys, or either that or they wrote the report and the officer wrote in there they didn't find a gun, but somehow the charge got put on about the weapon. So I think they'll all iron that stuff out in the arraignment today, which is about to happen.
So he's 19 years old. We're talking 3 felonies here.
Yeah.
The other guys were arrested too.
Now, were all the other guys all charged with the same exact thing?
The other guys in the car were not charged with carrying a loaded firearm, nor were they charged with menacing. Only Desiigner got that.
The person in the driver of the other vehicle singled out Desiigner as the person who actually...
I find that really interesting too, because there were 5 people in the car, and in the SUV, the Escalade, that Desiigner was in. Desiigner was in the back seat, is what I was told by people I talked to. And if he's in the back seat, it is kind of weird because it's blacked out windows.
Blacked out windows that they would single. I mean, unless the other driver knew. He yelled. Yo, I'm Desiigner.
My theory, just so you guys know, my theory here is, and the cops don't know this yet, I think they knew the guys in the other car. I think they were very specific who pulled the gun.
Because we don't know what started it.
That's why they knew exactly who had the gun. They may have even known what's in the car, so I think that's where this is going, guys.
Hey guys, it's Ariana from Bismarck, North Dakota. You know what, I've been hearing about this story ever since it happened last night. There's a lot of things to me that don't make sense. I mean, yeah, if you see Desiigner in the car, you might single him out, especially if you know him, with being the famous rapper that he is. But it seems to me that there's some pieces of the story missing, especially the part about menacing. I mean,
yeah, I'm feeling the same thing. And by the way, we don't know this, and Mike, I'm just going to throw this out, and again, this is a theory. It may be that the people in the other car knew about the drugs in the console and might have said, hey, you guys might want to check this out when you stop the car.
And they get in a dispute about something else, and they're like, okay, well,
I'll double down on that, Harvey. This is a really bad weekend for this to happen to Desiigner. Remember, they're all in New York for Kanye's big launch with good music, with Tyga and him, and they had a song come out that night, and they are all in New York for Fashion Week at the same time. So it's like, what's the odds that they pull over Desiigner with drugs on him during the big weekend that he's in New York? I just think that there may be more to the story.